welcome. Another episode of our Footy Fantasy Pod. I call this one the title Twist and Heritage, Football Heritage, like everybody has been saying all week. Before we go into introduce our guest, as the quick admin, if you're watching, please like, share, subscribe. Footy Fantasy, it's at the bottom of the page. We're also on Twitter, Instagram. Like, share, subscribe. Give also schedule an hour after the pod. You can find the pod recorded version on YouTube. Tomorrow morning, audio version will be out. And for people who have short attention span, like a lot of us do, we're going to have clips out on Tuesday. Check us out, Twitter. So let's dive in. Ladies first. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Man City rep.
Sorry, yeah, how are you?
Good. Thanks for joining.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
The Liverpool man, the quadruple, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it's just time we just dive right in. Title is time. I guess let's start with ball. Let's start with Bola first. Let's start with you. Okay. Liverpool Spurs. You know what happened? I saw Klopp doing some complaints about Conte's style of football. Whether I was throwing digs or was like backhanded comments, it felt like backhanded comments. Like, oh, that's not me. I respect his style of football, but that's not me. If you respect it, why are you bringing it up? What's wrong with Klopp? I know. Anytime things don't go his way, he gets salty. Why? Why is your manager always doing this?
I love our manager. Our manager is. I love Klopp to death. So if you felt some kind of way, you felt some kind of way.
I don't like this. Liverpool fans never criticize Klopp. I've noticed this thing. You guys never criticize Klopp.
Oh, we love him. Like Klopp is, some of us love FSG, but I'm a Klopp guy. So, for me, I'm not gonna disrespect Tottenham or Conte. I knew it was going to be a tough game. We really struggle against the low block. We really struggle against the Italian style of football. We don't like your Atletico Madrid. We don't really do well against your Juventuses and stuff like that. Conte is quintessential Italian style manager with class, who knows how to utilize his team, knows how to set up well. And it was always going to be a tough match. Son, one of my favorite players in the league, is absolutely phenomenal. 20 goals in the season. So Spurs were always going to be dangerous. They were always going to be a dangerous team. I don't buy into the whole, Spursy thing when it comes to playing us. They always seem to do really well. They beat Man City twice this season. They also knocked out a couple of other big heavy hitters. So it was always going to be a dangerous match. We just don't do as well when it comes to teams like that. So I knew it wasn't going to be like like the match against Manchester United. I knew that wasn't going to happen. And Tottenham did their thing. So I can't say anything about it. They were just a great team. Right? And they were ready for us. Unfortunately, we couldn't get that second goal.
So do you think the title race is over?
No, it's almost over. But, there's still 3 matches left. It's not looking good. But like I said to you before the whole podcast started, at the beginning of the season, I said, Man City are going to win the league. Liverpool are going to win the Champions League. The fact that we're this far and we've done as well, given all the things that have happened to us this season, it's almost like a tease. It's like, and especially because I really want it, and I'm admitting it, I want it. But you know what? The likelihood of that happening, there's a reason why it's never happened before. Yeah. So hope, fingers crossed, City might slip up, but it's not looking likely. This is, City's trophy the only trophy City can win this year. And I don't see them letting the next 3 matches slip, but all I can do is hope,
Fair enough. Jan, let's go to you. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's focus on Premier League first. We'll talk about Champions League like in the next segment.
Yeah. In terms of the league, like City do tend to do well in the leagues. We tend to end the season quite well as well, usually, whether we win it or not. The only thing I would say is, after the game, I thought the game was the perfect result. I think we needed to win, obviously. We needed to win big because our goal difference at the time was 1 different to Liverpool. So we needed to win big. And yeah, the game was perfect in terms of what happened. But after the game now, the news that's come out is not ideal because we now have no Ruben Diaz for the rest of the season, no Kyle Walker for the rest of the season, no John Stones for the rest of the season. So now we've got to rely on Aki and Laporte, but Aki is not 100%. So it's like we have 1 centre-back right now. And the alternative centre-back is a 37-year-old guy. So, yeah, it's not ideal. I do think because of what's happened, obviously, over this weekend, if we can beat Wolves, I would say it's pretty much done. And the only reason why I would say that is because the chances of us not beating Villa and West Ham, like I can't see us losing both. Even if we lost 1, I can't see us losing both. So if we beat Wolves, then I'd say we should be winning it. But West Ham, I think, is the hardest. Between them two, it's one of them is going to be the hardest one. Wolves have given us a bit of trouble in the past. They did beat us in 2019. I don't think they haven't beaten us since 2019. So it's not as some people are making out like they beat us every year there. They don't. But, it's possible. They're a good team. On their day, they can beat anyone. We saw how tough it was for Liverpool when they went there. So, and even in their home game against us, they played well. So it's going to be a tough game. West Ham away, our record there is actually good. We didn't win there in the Carabao Cup this season, but obviously we didn't play a very strong side and we lost on penalties. So it's a little bit different. But yeah, they're now out of Europe. So they're also in City sort of position where they're looking for the league and what they can do in the league. So none of them games are going to be easy, but I think thankfully, because of the position we're in at the moment, I don't think we actually need to win both. Because we should be beating Villa at home on the last day of the season if there's a title at stake. So, yeah, I think we've put ourselves in a good position going into the last 3 games. But like I say, the injuries that we've got are not ideal because they're to, key players. If it's Sterling out, we can handle it. If it's even a midfielder, apart from Rodri, I'd say we can handle it a bit more. But centre-back, it's one of them positions you need your centre-backs fit. So I'm a bit like, it's probably given Liverpool a little bit of hope that they didn't have 2 hours ago. So, yeah, not ideal, but we'll see. I think I trust City to do what we usually do and get over the line. But 3 games of stress to go.
I didn't even know that you guys had lost all the center backs. Well, Otto, thanks for joining us. I guess this is a good segue to talk about Champions League. We'll start with your team, the Comeback Kings, right? They call you guys Comeback Kings. What's the other thing that they call Madrid? Tell me all the nicknames of Madrid. You guys have many nicknames that are here.
The nicknames of Madrid?
Yeah, I know they call you the Comeback Kings.
No. I'm gonna stay with Los Blancos. Period.
Okay,
Once you say Los Blancos, it's many years behind us, behind our team history. I know this is not the only comeback. I mean, this is one of them, but this is one of the greatest. Believe me, I doubt it. At minute 80, 85, I doubted it. I did not know they're going to come back with this. I asked a friend of mine through WhatsApp and I say, I think this is over, brother. And he said, I believe in my Madrid. I say, I do too, but this is looking pretty impossible. And just the spirit of not giving up. And you know what? Guardiola knew it because they slowed down. And Guardiola knew it. Their team slowed down, and I have doubt, but I say score one goal, everything's going to change, and it was like that. So going back to your question, a nickname, period, Los Blancos. When you mention that, Los Blancos, you know it's not just that, it's many more. Plus the 13 championships behind us, right?
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind. So Los Blancos, we stay there.
So
Los Reyes or Los Reyes de Europa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean in English? I don't know. What does that mean in English?
The European Kings.
Okay. Thanks for our Spanish-speaking audience. I'm sure they all get that. Goke, which is a Madrid fan that I know, says King of Remontada. I think I've heard that before too. So let me ask you this question, Otto, because I've had arguments all week about this game, right? So let me ask you, from a Madrid fan, how much of that victory do you give to Ancelotti versus the players? Just like Rodrigo, Camavinga, like how much of it is the players? How much of it is Ancelotti? Because I've had like a lot of arguments about this game, a whole lot of arguments.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. You know, to win a game is a team effort, right?
Yeah.
Has to be a team effort. That's including the head coach. But without the head coach moving the right pieces, the team is not gonna function.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because Guardiola is a great coach, and he has an amazing team. How the coaches move the pieces at the right moment at the right time. And did you realize the two guys that changed the whole entire game, they substitute at the minute 70 something.
Yeah.
Rodrigo was in the bench. Ancelotti knew he was going to do something. I always believe that because so some friend of mine that usually talk to me about like, oh, I don't understand why Rodrigo's on the bench. He's been such a good player. And also Camavinga, I don't understand why Camavinga is on the bench. He's playing so much. He say the coach sees every day. They see him. He sees them every day. He sees them practicing. He sees him doing everything on the field. And I see it. Probably he's seen more than what I've been seeing. These two guys that I just mentioned perform better when they come on the second half, at the half of the second half, because they come with the energy. And my point of view, what probably Ancelotti saw, say, the other team has been pushing. They got to get tired. If I put fresh, like these two guys that are speed, 100% speed, that Rodrigo is amazing on the side or whatever you put him. But imagine that he was not playing on the right side. He was playing in the middle. And he put Camavinga to be on distribution, the speed, stopping balls everywhere because he had all the energy. You saw him at the end of the game, the celebration. That guy looks so completely new, fresh. Ancelotti knew that. He said, if I put these two guys, I just gotta throw it. Say, or they change my game, or they make me lose the game. But I'm gonna give it up to them. And I think that was the key for him to make the switch, that switch at the right moment, at the right time. And I think when the team lost, the head coach is the failure, right?
Yeah.
What about when they win the game? Is the team? It's the head coach as well, buddy. Okay. So I think he knew how to move the pieces, and that's the way it helped out the team. So the whole team is it, but Ancelotti was the one, in my humble opinion.
To be fair though, when he took off what's his name? He took off Modric and took off Casemiro. I was like, ooh. When I saw those two changes, I think Casemiro first, then Modric in extra time, or was he beginning of almost for the game? He took out Modric. I was like, what kind of changes were this? But
you have to, but we have to think about it. I mean, we always seen it on the game day. Ancelotti seen them every day.
Yeah, that's true.
He knows what he have and how much capacity each team member, his player have. Do you think the conversation he had between Modric and also Casemiro, he knew if he left Casemiro in there, Casemiro was going to have a red card no matter what. That's why he get him out. Say, I don't want to play it against this powerful team with 10 guys. So that's why he switched him out. And with Luka Modric, he asked him constantly, hey, how you looking? He was tired. That guy was running behind and not behind the play. He was side to side. See, I think who was covering? I can't remember who was covering on the right side. And that guy had speed. And Modric was constantly. So he's older than all those guys. So he definitely was going to get tired. So Ancelotti kind of communication with them, and he know who he can trust for the whole entire game. And I think he's one of those decision making that only the head coach has the big call.
Okay.
Good to see you, Bola and Yannicka. I didn't get to say hi to you.
Good to see you, Otto. Good to see you, Yannicka. Yannicka, big fan.
Okay, yeah. So
Yannicka? Okay.
Yannicka, yeah.
Let's go to you, Man City. Another year, another Champions League exit.
No, it's just, you know what, the first leg, I thought the first half, City were just missing chances left, right and centre. The second half was better from Madrid. We still were playing well, but we conceded too many goals. Do you know what I mean? And I always say in the Champions League, once you start conceding 3 goals, it's not a good look. So I thought maybe after the first leg, I did say that maybe it's not enough, you know, because 1 goal going away is never enough for me. Because, you know, in my head, I was thinking if Real Madrid score first, it puts all the pressure then on us and they're at home. So it gives them the momentum. Yeah. It didn't even go like that. This is what's crazy about this game. It didn't go like that. It went perfectly for City. We scored the first goal. We scored it late enough that we didn't have that much time left. And I can't believe that we did what we did. I know it was good from Real Madrid. I'm not taking anything away from them. But you would expect a team like Man City, who have been getting better and better year on, year out in this Champions League. And what it is with City is we used to bottle it. And the way we bottled it, it showed we had a lack of professionalism. And I don't mean in terms of like us not being professional. I just mean in terms of experience, in terms of we would panic in these situations. And I think this season and last season, we've been showing signs that we're not like that anymore. I think the Atletico Madrid game, I was actually surprised at how professional we were. You know, we needed to time waste, and we did. That's not like City. City normally play. We didn't do that. We were professional. We, you know, time wasted. We did what we needed to do. This game, I know Kyle Walker, when he went off, it was a big miss for our team because I think he was keeping Madrid at bay. But yeah, when he came off, I was like, oh, I don't know. But then when it got to the 88th minute, because you know what I'm like, I'm quite pessimistic when it comes to City. So I was literally, didn't tweet anything. I was like, let me just see how this game goes. Got to the 88th minute, I thought, you know what? We're going to win this now. It's 88 minutes. I've seen City defend for 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes this season when we've needed to. I thought, oh, I'll be fine. So I'm tweeting like, yeah, we're going to Paris, and then my team just bottled it in 60 seconds. 60 seconds, like that is horrendous. From a Madrid point of view, I agree with Otto. Like, I think the substitutions that they made were very young players, and the substitutions that we made were older players. But I don't blame Pep, because I actually think in Pep's mind, he wanted to control the game. So he brought on players to control the game. He brought on a defensive player. This is not like Pep. Pep normally does the wrong thing. He actually did the right thing. He took off an attacker and he brought on a defensive midfielder. On paper, that makes sense. And if he didn't do that and we lost, people would have said Pep was too arrogant. He left on Mahrez going for another goal. He should have just brought on a defensive player. The only thing that I would say is I think Fernandinho was the wrong player. I think Nathan Ake was the player he should have brought on, because I don't think we lose that if Nathan Ake is on the pitch. He saved us a lot this season defensively. He's a no-nonsense player. He'll just clear it. But yeah, I don't think Ederson did well at all. One of them was right at him. He should have saved that. If you concede one, time waste. Why are we giving them another chance within 60 seconds? It is ridiculous. It's complete bottling. I don't think it's Pep's fault, because I think the players were responsible for it ultimately. But yeah, they sped the game up and we couldn't handle it. And I don't know what it is with the Champions League, but there's just something about it. We just lose our head.
Same thing with the Madrid. I had that with the Madrid. Something with the Champions League that
they
play totally different.
think
You know what? And Janica, I want to an addition. You say the substitution Guardiola did.
Yeah.
Guardiola substitute. I was talking about De Bruyne. Modric was
right,
following De Bruyne. De Bruyne is fast, and that guy was like Modric was like when he got substituted. I say, what? Guardiola wants to defend instead of being forward. He got kind of like nervous at the same time, but at the same time, he got the feeling that you have when you were tweeting.
Yeah.
You can't do that with Madrid. If you don't have Madrid dead with no like sport wise talking, right?
Yeah.
You don't see a Madrid with the signal, then you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if you still have it with the signal, you can't. So how
you
are
know
you gonna have?
De Bruyne, I think
So,
yeah. Sorry,
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say De Bruyne, like he was so good in the first leg. Like we saw the best of him in the first leg. The second leg, for me, he looked a yard off the pace. Like he didn't look himself. He didn't look very good. So I don't really blame Pep for bringing him off. But I think if he was on the pitch, we don't lose in that way because with De Bruyne, he is a leader on the pitch. So it's like, I don't think we panic as much with him on the pitch. So I agree with you. I think if De Bruyne is on at the end, we probably don't lose that game in that way.
You can substitute this guy because this guy injects something else to the team, even though he's not performing well. But he probably can perform you in something different. Look at the pretty important point. Guardiola substitute De Bruyne at 72, and Ancelotti substitute Casemiro and Modric at 75. He knew it. Mm-hmm. He knew the exactly spot that he needs to cover. And I was like, I got them. I'm gonna give it a try. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hi. Say hi.
I'm gonna be the bad guy.
Let me take comments first.
Okay. Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
The most attack-minded, De Bruyne and Mahrez for that were substituted, and that slowed City's game down. Beyond this, Pep was not ready to hold on. Wasn't ready to hold on to 2 goals lead by defending. Ancelotti brought in youthfulness and speed, and it worked out. After Madrid's second, I knew we would win. Pep should have swallowed his pride and hold on to 2 goals lead. Sometimes victory is better than philosophy. I don't know if that's what it is. Okay. Dio says, I agree with Jan. Pep made the right choices, except for Grealish, who's a totally useless player.
Do you know what it is, though? That's the thing, because it's like with City's subs and stuff, like obviously, because they were older, it's a bit harder. But I think, to be honest, like, if we're being serious, any other team, if you are in that position on the 88th minute, you see out the game, like, the chances of that happening is very, very, very slim. And the thing is with Madrid is you're at home, you're going to believe, you're going to go for it. That's fine. They've been there, done that in the competition.
Yep.
But realistically speaking, there's not many teams that would have bottled it the way City did. Like, that is, you know, even I've seen us before concede late on and we've just kept the ball, kick it up the pitch, dive on the floor, do what you've got to do. And I just think City just... And then once it went 2-2, they're always going to win that game. Like, the minute it went 2-2, I knew it was game over because City don't really score late anymore. Yeah. Like, if we do, it's when we're already winning. So, yeah, I knew it was going to be. From then, I knew we were out. And then we gave away a penalty again. So, we just didn't help ourselves. I think it was João Cancelo. He has been good this season, but I think the last few months he's not been that good. He's been out of form. He's been okay, but not at his best. So yeah, it's just I'm hoping that Madrid can beat Liverpool in the final. But I don't know, you know, because I think the chances that Madrid gave us, we're not as clinical as Liverpool. So I think if Liverpool get the chances that we got, you know, Liverpool will take them chances. So I think my mind is saying Liverpool, but I want Madrid to win. So hopefully we'll do that.
I have a little addition.
I'm going to play bad guy. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm going to play bad guy for a little bit. I am going to put a little bit of blame on Pep.
Okay.
And the reason I'm going to put some blame on Pep is because Pep does not adjust I don't think he practices adjusting his philosophy in training. I don't think that's part of Pep plays some of the most beautiful football around. Like Man City play amazing football, but I don't think they really practice how to set up defensively so that if they are in a situation like that, they can adjust to it. Second of all, I don't know why he brought on Grealish. Like, he brought on Grealish in the 78th minute. If you're trying to set up shop, why bring on Grealish? I'm not taking Mahrez off for nothing. I think Mahrez is one of the most phenomenal players, and you need someone to be an outlet. Same thing with KDB. He's kind of like the central pivotal piece that kind of keeps everything going from a defensive perspective as well as an offensive perspective. So why bring those two off? If anyone, I love young Foden, but I would have taken Foden off. You know, I think he's great, but I would have taken that option because I think Mahrez, I'd rather leave him as a false 9 or a lone 9 than Foden or even leave on Jesus. But that was the thing that kind of got me wrong. If you're really trying to set up defensively, why not bring on Ake? You know, why not?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that kind of, you know, and then
I agree with you there. Substitution wise, he could have done certain things differently, but I think for me, it's just the way that we lost, like the way the kind of, I just think the players, like, because by rights, Grealish should have scored. I think that second save was absolutely world class by Courtois. Like that was going in, and that was a brilliant, brilliant save. I just felt when that happened, I was like, is it going to be one of them days? Like it just felt like a bit, you know. But I think, I agree with you.
City dominate the whole game. They did dominate the whole game.
They did.
Period.
So this
They just let them. They just let them score. They just allowed them 2 minutes, and that's it.
So this is my own angle. This is my own angle.
60 seconds. It wasn't even 2 minutes. It's that bad. It's terrible.
This is my own angle. All of this. Let me say my own angle. My own angle is this, right? They did this to PSG. Literally the same thing. Everybody said PSG are bottlers. Oh, Pochettino isn't one. We got to the champions, literally the defending champions, Chelsea. They did the same thing to Chelsea. Late goal. After Chelsea, people say,
this is why it's even worse that we let it happen.
Tuchel is the fraud. Tuchel last season was just lucky. Blah blah blah. Chelsea are not that good. It was just a kill. Now we come to Man City, who has won 3 of the last 4 Premier Leagues. Everybody came. The whole Pep thing has come out again. I was pretty much the only one defending Pep in so many group chats. And people like, oh, we always know you've been a Pep fanboy. We know you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So at what point I would look at this and say, this team has done you 3 different teams the same way, late goals that knock them out. At what point do we just understand that shit happens sometimes in football? At what point do we just sit down and just think about that? Like, you can do all the tactics. Sometimes, if it's either it's in your name, luck is on your side, shit happens. Because these are 3 ties that they've played.
Yeah.
Other team were far better than them. But Madrid, those moments, they captured those moments and they went through 3 ties, 3 different ties.
But I think we need to put some respect on Ancelotti's name.
No, we have given respect. You can give him respect for managing those moments very well. But what I'm saying is, I think people are going to extreme. Either they're criticizing Pep too much, or they're over-egging the Ancelotti thing. They're over-egging. Let's be serious. They are over-egging. He did well, I think. He managed those moments. Yeah. But look at the amount of chances the other teams are like. Are you telling me Ancelotti set up a game plan and say, oh, let's even start with PSG. Oh, for like 1/3 of the tie, 2/3 of the tie, let PSG dominate. And PSG miss chance after chance, miss penalty. Or the Ancelotti set up Real Madrid to be down 4-0, almost 4-0 to Chelsea. If they didn't cancel, like, I've seen goals that like similar goals that Alonso scored that was allowed this season. We have seen goals like that. Like they could have been down 4-0. I would say Ancelotti said Real Madrid, oh, go and concede 4 goals and come back. Or against Man City. Like, let's be serious here, guys. Like I would say, let's be very serious. I would say Ancelotti set Real Madrid up that, oh, let's wait till 90 and 91st minute to take the game into extra time. Like, I think people are egging this into the extreme. Personal opinion. I think he has done well. He managed the moment well. His tactical solves, but Madrid had a huge dose of luck in these 3 ties. A huge dose of luck. And let's be very honest about it. Casemiro should have been sent off. If we want to be very honest, he had 2 clear yellow cards in the first half against Man City. He should have been sent off, and he didn't get 1 yellow card, not 1. And I'm not going to say there's a conspiracy. I'm just saying sometimes when things are in your favor, or you get all the little decisions that can change it in your favor.
But But going to
But
the
I have
point,
I have a little parenthesis on that, Ayo.
Yep.
Listen, even the one of the guys in the Spanish show, this is Chiringuito, and also they also work in the press in Spain, and they even mention it. A lot of them say, okay, one time can be luck, two time, sometime, three times. Okay, you have seen them. I follow the league.
yeah,
This happened more often in La Liga. You follow it in the Champions League, and I follow them. They did the same thing with Getafe game. They did the same thing with Osasuna as well. They done it over and over and over. So when it happened more than two times, had to be a little bit of luck, buddy. Had to. But when you have luck, you have opportunities. And how do you handle those opportunities is the key.
exactly.
I agree.
Like what do they say?
Period.
What they say? Success is where preparation meets luck, right? Or where preparation meets opportunity. You need a little bit of both. But we can't take away from the preparation that went into it. And we all know what's going on with Ancelotti right now. It's like, okay, wow, he's the first manager to win in all 5 of the major leagues.
Yep.
He's won the Champions League several times. But something that we don't talk enough about, and maybe this is just an opportunity for me to talk crap about our rivals or supposed rivals. Look at Everton. Everton were up there last year. This year, they are battling for relegation. Yeah. And their team aren't worse than what they were last year. I think there's got to be something to be said about Ancelotti and what he's done and what he's brought, and the absence of Ancelotti over there and the presence of Ancelotti here in Real Madrid, where he has more talent, he has history, he has players who've been there before. There's a mentality, that's with those players. I think there's something to be said there. Old champions die hard.
So let me rephrase my point. My point is, yes, the resilience, the tactical changes, the championship DNA, his man management to be able to help all the players. I agree 100%. I agree that 100%. The part I do not agree is the fact that people are making it look like this was the plan for Ancelotti. Do you get my point? Where let's get all the chances.
You did have to rely on City.
In a very long time, all of us can attest to this. To be watching Champions League, I would say apart from maybe Chelsea, 2012, right? That one they won with Di Matteo. I have not seen someone get to Champions League final like this, where consistently all the teams they played are played way better than them and created more champions. And it's been a long time I've seen this. Anybody else can correct me, and this has been a long time. So at some point you have to say, oh, you know what? This is incredible. You can praise them, but you also can talk about the other side. I'm like, ooh, they were lucky. They were lucky here. So that's all I'm saying. I think people need to address that and say Madrid was also lucky in this. If you don't believe that, that's fine. And that's just my own personal opinion. Let me take comments quickly. Ooh, this comment is long. As a Bayern fan, they'll always come back. You can take my but Jesus. All right, but Grealish. Okay, still doesn't agree with Grealish. Madrid has done this type of thing way too many times this year and over the years. Yep, they're a different beast. I agree. I've lost count the number of games Bayern was absolutely better than Madrid and we lost. That's true. I remember Pep. And again, I think it was Pep and Ancelotti when I think back at it. It was when Pep was in Bayern and they were so good, but they lost like 3-0 or 4-0 counter-attack when Ronaldo was still there. Yeah, I think I remember that game. That's actually true. Daniel says this is not luck at all. City blew it, simple as that. In my opinion, they got caught sleeping and they capitalized in those moments. Real do this every week. Fair enough. Madrid and Liverpool get all the luck in Europe. Those teams are so lucky, it's beyond belief. Otto is right. A criticism of Pep is that he micromanages every aspect of the game and takes away the individuality and the willpower of the player.
That's his style, man. That is his style. No way. That is his style. There's no micromanagement. He's pushing for his team.
Yeah.
He's outside. He's just outside. He wants to be inside. There's no micromanagement.
I think what Dio is saying, and the part I agree with Dio slightly, this slight part I agree with Dio. And I think I've seen articles by people who know way more than me, right? Analysts, football analysts, pundits. They say Pep's style of coaching is so favorable that when he gets it right, it's so favorable for league titles. That's why he wins a lot of league titles because over a long period of time. Ancelotti on the other side, that's why you can see and it's not. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? Ancelotti's style is so favorable for knockout games, and that's why he has. He's the only manager has gone to 5 finals. He has won like 3 Champions League, might win 4. That makes sense when you think about it. Like, yeah, because the one criticism everybody always criticizes Ancelotti for is the volume of league titles. Like this season is just his first title in La Liga, right? Otto, right? This is his first La Liga title. For how long he's managing in Spain? Yeah, this is his first La Liga title. So I think he has only 1 Italian league title too. Like just has like one. He doesn't do well in league titles.
I think five different.
He's got all 5 leagues, hasn't he? But
and if he wins the next championship, will be the only one winning 4 Champions League.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is like in different leagues, even though he has coached like he has coached a long time. I think he has only 1 league title, either 1 or 2. I can't remember.
I think he was only at Madrid for like
1 in England, doesn't he?
Is that what?
I think he was only at Madrid for like 2 years.
Yeah, because they collapsed now. They fired him, right?
Yeah, then he left. Yeah, they sacked him, and he came back. When they sacked the Madrid head coach, it's not because he's bad. He's just doing bad in that moment. He even told the Presi, thank you for bringing me back. So espere, gracias por traerme. Like, thank you for bringing me back and to live this dream again. It's just something in that team. By the way, I want to do a parenthesis. They just allow 1 penalty kick to Atletico Madrid. They lose in the game. So that's bad for Atletico. When Madrid is down, it's dangerous.
Oh, I forgot today's Madrid derby. Okay, let's talk about Liverpool. We talked a lot about Liverpool in another Champions League final. That game was, I didn't see that coming. Villarreal just came out that first half like on smoke. Like, what was your thoughts about the game?
I think we played like shit in the first half. That's what I could say. That was one of the worst first halves I've seen from us in a long time. But we came out and Luis Diaz, man, that's my guy. Changed the game. Perfect substitution. Did what we needed to do, and we won the game. But in the semifinals of the Champions League, no one is going to be a pushover. And talking about like cup specialists, shout out to Unai Emery. Unai Emery is a great coach. He got those boys playing. We're in the Yellow Submarine. They did everything they needed to do. So I knew eventually our class was going to show, but I didn't like that we even put ourselves in that position.
I hope not.
You know what I'm saying?
Were you nervous after when you went 2 goals down? Were you nervous?
No, I was more pissed off.
Okay.
I wasn't nervous, but I was pissed off. I was like, why are we doing like Liverpool? We always do this. We're such a dramatic team. We always put ourselves in these drama situations. We can't do anything easy. Everything has to be a struggle. That is my team. I've been supporting them since the 80s. It's been my life, right? But I knew there was going to be a twist. I didn't think it was going to go to 2-2, though. I was like, what is this? But, the players turned it on in the second half, and we did what we had to do. So on to the finals to meet Real Madrid.
Let's do prediction. I know we have a league going on right now. I think it's only Linger and Josh who are like top of the league now. But let's do prediction for the final now.
I'm optimistic, but I'm not taking Real Madrid lightly. They're one of the few teams who, can say we're kings of Europe, and Liverpool, we have to be quiet about it. They're there for a reason, right? They battled through 3 of the toughest teams to get to the final, so it's going to be a tough out. But the reason why I feel we wanted, a lot of us wanted Real Madrid versus Man City. Number one, Man City, obviously a phenomenal team. We play them so much, so the coaches know what to expect from each other. And it's almost like who can make the one wrinkle to change the difference. Real Madrid, new team, new philosophy. We don't really play against each other that often. And also the revenge factor. We still remember what happened in 2018, 2019. That's motivation and fuel for our players. And sometimes that's all you need, right? The right motivation to get you across the line. And then Ancelotti saying the other day that he's an Evertonian. I'm like, okay, all right, buddy. Yeah, calm down, mate. But
I saw that. Okay.
Hopefully that gives your Mo Salahs and all the players who were there 3 years ago motivation to move forward. So I'm optimistic. I think we're going to win. But I think it's going to be a tight match.
Give me a scoreline.
I've got a scoreline.
I think Benzema is going to get a goal. I think Salah and Mane will get a goal too. I think 2-1.
Okay. Otto, prediction. I know it's still far away. It's like, 3 weeks' time?
Right.
It's a long time to go.
It's going to be a very extremely tight, super challenged game because they both know to each other what happened. I see Liverpool why they played pretty bad on the first half. He made the head coach made the mistake to defend against the team because he knew the reaction of Villarreal. The counterattack is powerful. Madrid counterattack is powerful too, but it's not Villarreal. When Madrid see one hole, one space, they utilize it. So I think, in my opinion, Klopp is one of my favorite head coach. Dude is calm. The relationship, that's the similarity between him and Ancelotti. The relationship he have with the team, the teammate, with the players is pretty good. So he knows how every player is feeling like emotionally, how they're going to perform in there or who's not. One key that you mentioned about the Diaz. These young players, the same thing what Ancelotti did. They didn't put him on the whole entire game. This Diaz got substituted on the second half.
Yeah.
I think he came in at the end of the first half because he knew he was going to perform better on the halftime. With these type of players, these both head coach, they know they can get better from this guy. But this guy is the only one that gets the revolution to your Liverpool bola. If this guy wouldn't come in, the whole team would be completely a disaster because they were defending. And this guy is the one like attacking, and hungry for like getting that ball possession. And I think he's going to be one of the key players, which is I think Ancelotti already will cover him and Salah. By the way, as Madrid to wanted he wanted Madrid at the final, right? Yeah. My prediction, of course, I want my team to win. It's not gonna be easy. I like Madrid's game because they're all like finals. We played like that three times already. They played like that the same way. Like every game is a final for Madrid, and that's the difference from Madrid's game. Liverpool's last game, they were kind of boring because they all want to defend, and that's the way Unai Emery is. He wants to defend and take advantage of the counterattack. Madrid is not like that. He's not Atletico de Madrid either. So that's just gonna be the big difference of the game. They both have to fight for it, and they both teams have excellent talent and excellent. Madrid don't have football the way Liverpool have. I can tell you enough. But Madrid have tactics and ways to win game. And that's the big difference. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be like 2 goals per side. And hopefully we go to extra time and I hope my team wins. So I will reserve my final score. But I know we're going to, if we seen that many goals on the semifinals, this finals is going to be one of the best ones. And also, in addition, it's a revenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hola?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Ramos was there?
Yeah.
And he messed up. That's why Salah wants Madrid. It's like that's something that is in it. So it's going to be an amazing final, though, for sure. And everybody wants it. So I hope my team wins. Let's say it like this. The best team will win.
Yeah. Okay.
I will say it like that.
That's so generous. Wow. Best team win. I don't care about best team. I just want if I was me, I want my team to win. I don't care about the best team. Yannicka.
Do you know what? I think it just depends. Like when I first thought about it, I thought Liverpool are not gonna miss the chances that we missed. So like in the first leg, realistically it could have been a lot more. I know we scored 4, but it could have been 8, but we kept missing chances. Second leg again, I think we had something like 5 shots on target. That was before Grealish and stuff came on, so it was more than that. But we just didn't take our chances. Obviously, we scored a goal, but Liverpool are more clinical than City in that respect. So if Mane gets the chances that some of our players got, or Salah, I think they put it in the back of the net. So if Madrid play how they have been playing, I don't see them winning. Like, I can see Liverpool winning. That being said, this is a final, and a lot of people were saying when we were kind of looking like we were going to go through, what people were saying to me is Liverpool have the heritage in this competition that will see them win. So if that is true, then Madrid should win, because Madrid are the ones that have the European heritage. Like, yes, Liverpool have won it, you know, a bunch of times, 6 times, could be 7. But I think Madrid, you know, they're clear of everyone else in terms of the Champions League. So we'll have to see. I think because of that, it could be a closer game than we think. But I just think it just depends what Liverpool turn up as well, because some of the performances from Liverpool recently haven't been as good as they were a few weeks or months ago. So if they play kind of how they played against Villarreal, Benzema will have a field day if that happens. And also kind of the way they played against Spurs, if they play like that, because Spurs managed to get in behind their defense quite a lot. So if Vinicius Jr. is able to do that, it's going to be a long day. So I think I don't know who's going to win. I think Liverpool, just because of how clinical they are and how many chances Real Madrid gave us, you know, I can see Liverpool winning, but I don't know. It's a final, isn't it? I think finals are always 50-50 because it's a one game, you know.
Mhm.
So we'll see. Hopefully, for City's sake, Madrid win, but I don't know.
Janica, a little addiction. You say something. If Madrid is playing the way have been playing like this, they will not. But there's one key factor right here. When every time Madrid is playing in final for a trophy,
they win, don't they? Yeah.
No. They just perform different.
Oh yeah, they're better. Yeah.
They just play different.
Well, you've never lost the Champions League final, so that's also going to be in the back.
And this season, they have been playing horrible. And look the difference they have between first and second place in La Liga. So it's just like every time they fighting for a position or in the competition in the Champions League, they just perform different. That's why I was surprised on the last game with Manchester City. How that team can dominate. But so most of the time, we talk about how bad a team played, but we don't never give the credit to the team that is not letting or allow them to play that way. So it had to be the credit to the city in that case. So they just didn't know how to manage it. Right.
So I think Jan brought up a point which I think is going to be the hot take of the whole final. I think the Vinny Jr. versus Trent is going to be a storyline, one way or the other. I'm hoping it's in favor of us, but that will be a storyline. So, you know, that's the one thing that I think Trent is okay in defending, but just the way how we play, it leaves us very exposed. And with the high line and Vinny's pace on the same side, I think that's going to be an area of weakness that we're going to have to somehow figure out how to adjust.
Okay.
To the final.
Yeah, because I think you're not gonna, because with Trent, with the way Liverpool play, they send Trent forward a lot. Like, he's the one putting the crosses in, he's the one taking the corners, he's the one doing all that. But with the pace of Vinicius, you can't really afford to have him too far forward, because if Real Madrid do break away and he gets away, you know, I know Alisson is good on one-on-ones, but you know, with Benzema in the box as well, like it's you know, you've got to be mindful of that. So yeah, I think Walker handled him quite well, but then Walker went off, and we saw it was a bit different after that. So yeah, it's gonna be.
And with Vinicius, for some reason, say again, Bola?
Oh, I said Zinchenko did good, right? When
he did all right. It was Fernandinho in the first leg that was a bit.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Vinicius, I don't trust that guy yet. Vinicius is not where he needs to be yet. He tries so many times. He always missed in front. Like how many times he missed this last game? He missed. Look, and a point almost at the end of the game, he say, "You know what? I'm just gonna play for Benzema or somebody else." And he performed better when he think like that. When he's gonna play, he's just gonna make the passes instead of score the goal. When he make the decision, the speed he have, the technique to dribble is pretty impressive.
It is.
But the final touch is the one he don't have. Why? It's
Yeah,
not that
I
he's not capable.
noticed that against us.
He's mentally.
Right.
He's like, I'm gonna miss it. So that's why when he starts giving passes to Benzema, his performance is even better. Hopefully, he think like that the whole entire game on the final. Just play for the team, not for himself. And I think that's the key for this guy.
I agree.
Really
the key. Him and Benzema are the key for you to win. Obviously, Modric in the midfield. Camavinga's been good when he's come in, but I think that Vinicius Junior versus Trent, if you can exploit that, you can win that game. But I do think also at the other end, you need to be careful because Liverpool don't miss chances like City. So if they get the chances we got, Liverpool will put them chances in, and then you could find yourself in a situation. So I don't know.
When you think about the high press, Liverpool's high press, number one. The other thing that you said, I wanted to go back to Bola when you said Pep doesn't plan or doesn't adjust or practice, like he always plays one way. Klopp is exactly the same way. He's exactly the same way. He plays 4-3-3, put you guys high. I remember last season we were having this conversation, and I know you saw that on the group when Liverpool had those injuries, and people were saying, oh, we should change to low block. And I kept telling people, like, guys, there's no way somebody that's been playing this way is going to all of a sudden start playing low block because he has to do it. I think he figured it out. The midfielders came back. He didn't change his style. Midfielders came back and Liverpool started winning games.
I think there's a difference though, right? I think, remember who we played last season in center back eventually? Reece Williams and what's my guy's name? Oh my God, Nat Phillips.
Kabak.
Wasn't it Kabak?
Nat Phillips and Reece Williams, like they weren't ready at the beginning. These are young players, and eventually, I think they had to learn a little bit more about the system. But the one thing that we can say about Liverpool is Liverpool knows how to, under Klopp, we know how to shut down a game at the end. We bring in the Man City legend, Liverpool legend, James Milner, and we shut things down. Like we know how to do that. So I do think that statement's a little bit unfair, but what I will say is, if I've noticed this, I'm sure that Ancelotti has noticed it. Conte certainly noticed it, and I call it the Man City move, where you come down the byline and you cut up and you pass into the middle. Tottenham were doing that against us all match, and it was scary. And I think if Vinny gets free on Trent and opens that wing for Benzema back, cut back to Benzema back in the middle, we got to be aware of that. And we got to be
criminal.
Pardon?
Yeah, they're very criminal on that.
Right. We get cut back all the time. And so that's the problem. So it might be a game for Konate because of the pace. But from a comfort perspective, I'd rather have Matip playing. But I just don't know if Matip can cover Vinny the same way because of that speed. So it's a problem that Klopp is going to have to figure out. I'm not sure exactly what he's going to do, but we'll figure it out. We'll see.
Let me take comments and say, I think it's going to end 3-1. I think Liverpool's going to win. I think Madrid will play well, try to be cagey, but I think Liverpool are going to win. I think they have a better approach. That's my opinion in the way they play, and their high press and the goals are distributed across field. I think Madrid's luck of giving up a lot of chances will run out in this final. That's my personal opinion. I think Liverpool are going to win 3-1.
Who? Liverpool?
Yep. Liverpool with Madrid 3-1.
Well, since you have Barcelona team jersey right there, I already knew you were going to go with Liverpool. So that's it. That's it at all. That's it at all.
I'm Messi. I'm just saying I'm Messi.
Well, you should have a different jersey then.
In the past 25, oh yeah, that's true. He's not in PSG. Let me take this comment.
Okay, that's different.
Liverpool has only been relevant for like 8 or 9 years in Champions League and made 5 finals. That's a great record. That is true. Advantage Liverpool. The attackers are sharper and there won't be a leg in Bernabeu. Fair enough.
Oh, can I make an addition to that? I want to hear your guys' opinion because I see Bernabeu all the time, and I want to see what other things about how much have to do Bernabeu in a games like this.
I think your fan base, man. Like I think fans matter, you know, and that's not a dig or anything, but you have an iconic stadium. How big is it? 100,000?
Yeah.
Is it that big?
Yes.
That's huge. Like the history, what is it? The Royal Stadium, like the history, the prestige, the fans. It's raucous, and you guys make a lot of noise. So any team has an advantage when they're home, but when you're in an iconic stadium like that, that just
especially like the fact that like
I think because I always said if we went a goal down, we would be under a lot of pressure because of the home advantage. Like whenever you're at home. Like I think if the ties were the opposite way round, it might have gone differently because I think we would have gone there with it being the first leg. It might have been like a draw, like a 1-1, and then we would have come back home. And then the advantage is then with us because we're at home. So I think once you put that first goal in and then got the second, like if we were at home, we'd still probably have a chance. But I think away, any stadium, even if we weren't at, the Bernabeu, I think the pressure of that sort of place though gets to players, and it got to us clearly, so I don't know. I think that it's no coincidence that you've done the same thing 3 times at home. I think it's it's kind of, it has to be to do with that. But a final is a final. It's in a neutral venue. It's in Paris. Yeah. You would expect that Benzema is going to want to win in Paris, but we don't know. So we'll have to see how it goes.
So let's
not just Benzema, Camavinga as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Mendy, the one in the defense. Okay. 3 French guys right there.
Oh shit!
And hopefully soon we get the new one.
Future. I'm not saying that.
Oh, Mbappe. Okay, so let's quickly chat.
I thought you were talking about Pogba.
Yeah.
No, not Pogba. No. You know Ayo. You know Ayo. You know.
Mbappe. Second Mbappe. I don't think Madrid is going to go in for Pogba. Let's talk quickly. EPL relegation. This is just quick. I'm not spending too much time on this one. It's just like I need everybody to speak who's going to go down with Norwich. So Norwich and Watford are already relegated. Who's your pick to go down with Norwich and Watford? I think there's 3 games to go, 4 for some teams. I'll do a round table. I'll go to. Let's start with Bola. Who goes down with Norwich and Watford?
Leeds are in trouble. Leeds are in trouble. I looked at the question. I think they have the hardest run into. And like the goal difference is like 15 between them and Burnley. So yeah, I don't see Leeds making it out. I think they're gonna go to Chelsea.
Yep, they have to play Chelsea next.
Yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good.
So Leeds is your pick.
Leeds, yep.
I'm so pissed. I thought everything was going to go down. I really thought everything out, but all of a sudden they won 2 games now. I'm like, dang it. I'm so pissed. Mine, I agree with you. Mine is Leeds. Jan, what about Jan? Any?
Yeah, I want Leeds to go down, and I think they might go down just because I wanted Everton to stay up personally. But they play Chelsea. You would expect that Chelsea would beat them. You would expect that to happen. Then they've got Brighton at home. Brighton have been good recently, so there's a chance they could beat them as well. And then their final game of the season is away at Brentford, and Brentford are very good at home. So you would expect that Leeds, out of the 3, would go down. Everton still have to play Arsenal, which I expect Arsenal to win that. So there's a chance that Everton can still go down, but I think Leeds, I think Leeds are in a bit of trouble, to be honest, because their goal difference is a lot worse than Everton's as well. So if it goes down to goal difference, they're down. Yeah, it's bad.
Otto, I know you're a La Liga man, but just
I follow them. So I think this is my personal opinion. Usually, teams that are very in the bottom of the list. Same thing happened in the league that I follow. Usually, when they're fighting not to be kicked out of the competition, they go to the. If they lost the relegation, so they fighting for that.
Yeah.
I think they fight better. In my case, Chelsea is just fighting for third or fourth position with Arsenal. So I think the guy that got more to lose is Leeds, and they are the ones that are gonna fight for this. So I think Chelsea is gonna pay for those consequences. I think Leeds is gonna fight hard. So
So the teams that are fighting for each other is Leeds, Everton, and Burnley. Those are the 3 teams that are fighting for.
Yeah. Burnley,
I
think. Burnley's fixtures I don't think are as bad. I think Everton have Watford away, which Watford are already down, so they should really be winning that. Then they've got Brentford and then Palace at home, and then they're away to Arsenal. So that their last game is very hard. And then Burnley's fixtures are
and we're talking about Everton, Burnley, and Leeds.
Yeah.
They'll have like Everton had 35, Burnley and Leeds had 34. So and Burnley is already out. So they just don't want to be out.
They're out pretty much.
They don't want to be relegated. So so I think they're gonna fight harder than Chelsea. It's pretty bad in the situation Chelsea is right now. And I think that's what the performance has to do a lot with it. But and that's why Leeds had more opportunities right here in this game.
Okay.
I want Rafinha, so
Say
again, Bola?
The Rafinha sweepstake.
Please go there. You can't get Rafinha from Leeds to go down. That will actually be a good buy for United if we can get Rafinha. I like him.
I like it too.
On the right.
Yeah, he played in your team too, in Barcelona.
My team? Barcelona's not my team.
I'm just kidding, man.
I'm here for my team.
You had to pick a team, right? So
I'm a United fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not talking about United this week. No United. Next week we'll focus on top 4. Let's end the Kudos and Donkey of the week. I know Jan might jump off soon. Yeah, let's start with yours. Kudos and Donkey of the week.
Yeah. God Lord. I don't know. Do you know what? I think is it across both Europe and
yes, across football as a whole, worldwide football for the week. From last week to now, from last 6 Sunday to now. There should be many for everything that happened. A lot has happened.
I know. Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like Donkey of the Week definitely has to be one of our players. I'm gonna go with even though Ruben Diaz gave away the penalty, I wasn't good in both. I'm actually gonna go. It's a bit harsh because I think he redeemed himself a little bit today. He actually was all right, but Edison for me, 2 shots on target, 2 goals. Like make a save, man, and like one of the saves he could have made. Because down the other end, Courtois was making saves that saved Madrid, So I'm going to say him for Europe, not so much today because he was all right today, but him for Europe. And then I think it has to be Rodrigo for Madrid because to come on and score them 2 goals in that time, to send them through to a final, he has to be the kudos of the week. So yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, for a young kid to score that clutch goals.
Yeah, 2 goals as well.
Yeah, Bola.
I agree with Yan. My kudos has to go to Rodrigo, but my donkey goes to the Villarreal goalkeeper. That guy was terrible.
Really?
Oh,
yeah, he was.
Okay. Otto.
My donkey, it was between the goalkeeper for Villarreal. But I will say for the move Guardiola did, it's just like, come on, man, seriously, you really want to lose this game? So, and I will, since Jan already gave to Rodrigo, I will give the kudos to the man that put Rodrigo on the spot. And like, go ahead, light up, buddy. I know you can. Ancelotti has to be. So Ancelotti, something in that head coach right now that I remember when he was coming, that I told you, I don't trust this guy that much. Remember?
Yeah.
Did we talk about it before?
Mm-hmm.
And he shut my mouth, and I'm glad. So I have a very low expectation from him, and I have to give him kudos for the months and the week for itself. So
Fair.
for sure.
Fair
For
enough.
sure.
For kudos, I have to give him to. I agree, Ancelotti. You know, I've criticized him a lot. People know that I've criticized him a lot for sure. But yeah, that for managing, you know, Real Madrid to get to a final of Champions League for sure. He gets that after winning the league. You know, in the same week, I guess the week before. Rodrigo gets kudos. Donkey of the week. Every week, like Manchester United are looking for. They're looking for, they're looking for.
I didn't say anything because I want to respect you.
No,
So I didn't want to say anything.
I have been criticizing this team for how many years? People that know me know I don't hold no. I don't put no. I've been going at them. It looks like every year or every week Manchester United is looking for a new low to find, and we found another new low. I think it's the worst loss. Worst season officially our worst season is 1991. 4-0 to Brighton. Really? There's no pride, and they didn't even care. I watched extended highlights because I don't watch anymore. I watched extended highlights. I was like, oh, okay, this is what he did. So yeah, the whole Manchester United team, whether it's the coach, whether it's the players, whether it's the backroom, everybody want to attack. People can go at it. Yeah, they get my donkey of the week, donkey of the month for just giving up.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Since you said it, I agree with you 100%.
Can I add one more donkey, Io?
Who?
The donkey's got to go, for me, got to go to Arsenal, man, because they gave us their juju by supporting Liverpool, man. Like, I don't know, as soon as the Arsenal fans were like, we want Liverpool to win, all of a sudden we started to collapse. That's not cool. Whatever you don't want their support. Let them
That's sketchy people. Well, we've come to the end of the show. Otto, Bola, Jan, thanks for joining us. For everyone,
thank you guys.
Thank you for supporting us. Comments, like, share, subscribe, and we're out.
Looking forward for that final.